All right, studio time check says it's a whooping 40 minutes past 6 a.m. Good morning to you, dear listeners. And first things first, apologies for starting the show late. Rain fell yesterday, and the cold was just a lot. Good morning. Thank you so much. While I apologize, I appreciate you for staying tuned to Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio and your number one family radio in the whole of Oyo State. How are you doing this morning? I hope it's not too cold out there. If you don't necessarily have to be out there, please relax and stay in your house for now. If your children are not going to school, you're probably not also going to work, or you're going to work later, take all the time you have and be with your children and your family. But if you're going to work, arise and shine, for your light is come. Get up and be on your way to work. It's a beautiful morning, and that's why you should be listening to Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio, your number one family radio in the whole of Oyo State. Once you think family in Oyo State, you're thinking Wells Radio 89.3 FM. That's just what it is. Okay? And how do you listen to us other than via the radio? Of course, via the radio, you're tuning to 89.3 FM. If you want to listen via our website, www.wellsradio893.com. You can watch us on Facebook. We're live on Facebook at the moment. Wells Radio 893 FM fan page. I'll take that again. Wells Radio 893 FM fan page. Occasionally, you can also watch us live on YouTube, Wells Radio 89.3 FM. And you can listen to us via several other radio directories like radioguardian.com and others. Just go to Google and search Wells Radio 89.3 FM. This morning, the program is Perspectives Unlimited. We're taking a look at headlines and stories making the rounds across the different dailies in Nigeria. This show, appeals to informed people and people who want to continue to be informed about the politics of their land. And if you're a product owner, a business owner out there, and you're trying to reach out to this set of people, then you should come do business with us here at Wells Radio 89.3 FM. Just walk into our office, which is located along Galafin Avenue, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. Or you can send a text message or a WhatsApp message to 0915 4999 893. Send us an email to realwellsradio@gmail.com, or send us a DM to any of our social media handles, Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok at Wells Radio 893. Okay? And we'll definitely respond to you. All right, my name is Bolanle Oduekun-Ayoola. Let's get to the business of the day. The front page of the Punch newspaper says, why Tinubu sacked Kyari NNPCL board. This is from the officials. And the writer says, President asks Ojulari-led 11-man new board to achieve 3 MBPD crude output, $60 billion investment. That's 3 million barrels per day crude output, and $60 billion investment. That's on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. More headlines. Edo poll. Ighodalo heads for appeal court as tribunal affirms Okpebolo governor. That's also on page 2. NNPCL raises petrol pump price to 950 naira per litre. You'll also find that on the Punch newspaper this morning. More headlines. Recall. Natasha slams Yahya Bello as group defends Akpabio. Kaduna police officer threatens retaliation against Southerners over Uromi killings. Okay, these are some of the headlines making the rounds on the Punch newspaper this morning. Let's move quickly to the Guardian newspaper this morning and take a look at the front page. The stories making the rounds on the front page. And the lead headline there says, Ighodalo rejects verdict. Okpebolo's Olive Branch heads to appeal court. That's on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. More headlines. Tinubu turns to technocrats for higher oil production. Asset maximization. That's on page 6. I can't steal to please you. Niger lawmaker tells constituents. That's on page 30 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. More headlines. Barawa assures justice for 16 slain hunters. Donates 16 million naira to families. That's on page 30. And on the foreign scene, Trump slams 14% tariff on Nigerian exports. We didn't know it was going to get to Nigeria as well. We thought it was just Canada and Mexico. But moving on, CBN denies introducing 5,000 naira and 10,000 naira banknotes. We're going to talk about that as well. And court orders for feature of US-bound travelers undeclared $20,000 to the federal government. On the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper, the lead headline says, Turji, hunted by military, kills 11 farmers in Sokoto. That story is on pages 3 and 4 of the Daily Trust newspaper. More headlines, Sultan to governors treat all Nigerians as indigent. Okay. General Siga regains freedom after 56 days in captivity. Tinubu Buhari others mourn as Galadiman Kanu buried. And on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper, several headlines that mirror the others, so we'll just take the different ones. In sports, 2026 WCQ, Bafana may escape FIFA sanctions. President Tinubu departs for France. Federal government boosts power generation by 2,000 megawatts in 2 years. That's according to minister. On the front page of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper, the stories are similar. Edo Guba Okwebolo floors PDP, AAAP, as tribunal dismisses petitions against his election. These are many more we're going to talk about this morning on Perspectives Unlimited. I say we because our analyst is in the studio this morning, Mr. Oduekun Sani. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, madam.
How do you do?
I'm doing well. How about you?
We give glory to God. I mean, the code is a bit, it's a lot, but we thank God at least, we've been complaining about the heat, and so there's a bit of respite. All right, Mr. Sani, yesterday, I saw the story, and I honestly wish you were around so that, we could talk about it, but you're around today, thank God. President Tinubu sacked the Kyari-led board of the Nigeria National Petroleum Company Limited. I recall that right on this stage, you queried why the president extended the tenure of this same man, saying, is it because he was performing more than, expected? And if so, why was petrol price the way it was? Why were the refineries that they said had started working, not exactly working? And yesterday, we all got a shocker, breaking news that President Bola Tinubu had sacked the Mele Kyari-led board of the NNPCL and replaced with the Ojulari-led, will I say administration at this point? And why do you think this is coming at a time like this?
Things are bound to change at any given time.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing is ever static. In my opinion, it was an end to a dark and inglorious era at the NNPCL. This guy was appointed in 2019. He was there for 6 years. I should say that it's the longest tenure since 1999 that someone would be at the helms of affairs in that particular agency. And what exactly can we say we benefited? Nothing positive. Endless queues, astronomical rise in the price of fuel, lies and deceit. I mean, in all seriousness, he shouldn't have been there for more than 6 months. But surprisingly, it was there for 10 times more than 6 months, 6 years eventually. It's a good thing for Nigerians that at last the guy is gone. And I want to sound a note of warning to other people in the system, be it in the electricity subsector, transportation, wherever you may be. No matter how much you try to cozy up to those in power, politicians are always going to be politicians. When they are done using you, they are going to dump you. A lot of us took it as a bit of surprise when we heard the story yesterday. That despite all that happened at Ohando, Ajip, everything, all the scandals that you can never understand, the fraudulent loans, crude for oil, and crude for loans. I mean, we didn't believe that Bola Ahmed Tinubu could sack him. But at the end of the day, politicians are politicians. When they are done using you, they are going to dump you. It's as simple as that.
Okay. Now, earlier, when there was a time where Mele Kyari, I think his when his tenure was supposed to be over, and nobody was
That was
saying
February.
anything, and he hinted at the fact that if he was let go, he would reveal certain things, and he was then retained. And so, that chapter closed. Do you think that that chapter may open at this time?
That was, in my opinion, that was when he nailed himself to the cross, and it shows clearly that he's not a very deep person. If you are smart enough, you won't threaten your president because he can decide to sack you at any given time. And trust me, he's not going to say a word. In my opinion, he is the person that if you want to convict today, you don't need much stress. He's someone like that. You don't need much stress because everything is against him. Nobody knows exactly how much crude we are selling per day. Nobody knows where the money is. I want to believe that those who appointed him should know where the money is, but they are untouchable. That's the truth of the matter. Our laws are funny. If two people commit a crime in the presence of everybody, the laws permit that the police may come up tomorrow to say, okay, we are still investigating subject A, but subject B, we have finalized our investigation and he's going to court tomorrow. What of the other guy? We are still investigating. So they may actually charge him for something too well that everybody participated in. And if you ask them what's happening, they will tell you they are still investigating. Do you want them to lose the case in court? They need further facts so that they can present a slam dunk case in court. I don't think he's going to say anything. He's not going to say anything. Those who are close to him will tell him, you need to shut up at this particular point in time. You said something the other time. That is what you are paying for now. Look at the immigration lady. She got an extension. Look at Oduekun. She got an extension as well. I mean, it's the order of the day in this administration, but those ones didn't say a word. But the moment he began to say, oh, I've done a lot of things for them and they dare not touch me, was the day they said, okay, I think you are smart enough. No worry, I'll deal with you. And, he wasn't smart. Because if he was, he wouldn't have said that. And that is what he is paying for today.
All right. Thank you so much, sir, for that. Now, according to the Punch newspaper, there's a list of things that we can know about the new NNPC
And Group CEO.
Group CEO, yes. And Bashir Ojulari is an indigenous of Kwara State, a Nigerian engineer with expertise in petroleum process and production engineering. Until his new appointment, he was Executive Vice President and Chief Operating Officer of Renaissance Africa Energy Company. His firm recently led a consortium of indigenous energy firms in the landmark acquisition of the entire equity holding in the Shell Petroleum Development Company of Nigeria, which is worth about $2.4 billion. He is also an alumnus of Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, having graduated with a degree in mechanical engineering. He's a fellow of the Nigeria Society of Engineers, and he was a member of the Board of Trustees of the Society of Petroleum Engineers, SPE Nigeria Council, from 1998 to 1999. And he has held managerial roles in Europe and the Middle East, specializing in petroleum engineering, process engineering, production engineering, and health and safety. He was also appointed Managing Director of SNEPCO and General Manager of Deep Water. When the story came out yesterday, many people described him as is it basketball star or baseball
No, that's
star?
the chairman. That's the chairman.
Okay, yeah. So we also have someone who is in sports.
Yes.
What do you make of this?
The chairman, there is the group CEO,
Yes.
and there is the chairman of the board. The chairman of the board is from Borno State, the same state Kyari was from. I don't know if it's a way of compensating the people of Borno. But this is not the first time the guy will be holding a so-called public office. I think he's still the chairman of Nigerian Basketball Federation. And rewind back to 2021, the Tigress, which is the female basketball team, protested against his leadership. In fact, he was going to go for a re-election then, and they said, no, you are not going to go for a re-election, such that they had to go to court and all sorts. What happened? They said he didn't pay their allowance. He didn't give them their bonuses, running into hundreds of thousands of dollars then. they complained about his leadership style. They said he didn't show up when he needed to show up, that when they were playing qualifiers and even the main competition, you won't see him anywhere. But the moment they win, he will come in for photo ops. I mean, should that be the person the president would appoint for something this sensitive? I would say no. Let's now talk about the new group CEO. Yes, the guy is deeply rooted in the industry. But should he have been appointed as a group CEO? I would say no.
Why do you say this?
Thank you. You are becoming the head of the country's oil, everything
Industry.
about oil industry. Thank you. I would prefer somebody who has been a regulator all his life, not someone who has been an active player in the industry.
So more of an administrator?
He's someone, well, a technical administrator, someone who has been with the NNPC. If not with
Not
the
someone
NNPC,
from outside
not
of the
someone from
NNPC.
and I'll tell you why. It could have been someone from NMDPRA, someone from NUPRC. The list is endless. Even someone from the Ministry of Petroleum Resources. Someone who has it at the back of his mind that I am going there to work and defend for this country. Look at this guy. He was head of Shell Nigeria for many years. He was this, he was that. How sure are we that he's still not going to... And I should tell you that he has a company, Renaissance. He's currently the CEO of, well, as of before yesterday. Before
That may
yesterday.
change, seeing
Of
as
course,
he now
things
holds a
have
new
changed,
position.
but are you telling me that he's going to totally abandon his own company for the interest of Nigeria? Things don't work like that in this country. You read it just now. He led a consortium of groups. I mean, he led a team of consortiums, different companies that bought Shell Nigeria for $2.4 billion. Are you now saying that he's going to abandon that for NNPC? It's not going to work. I see conflict of interest, along the way. And it's the same thing for Yemi Cardoso. Yemi Cardoso was also a big player in the Nigerian banking industry. Look at the things he has been approving. Scandalous ATM rates, things that would further benefit the banking industry, the private banking industry. That is what I see happening here at the end of the day. Why not a core regulator? Someone who's going to check the excesses of these private guys. It's as good as saying, oh, there is fried meat here. Cat, come and oversee the protection of this fried meat. I mean, it's not going to work.
All right, and one of the first moves on the because the employment, or how should we put it, took immediate effect.
Yes.
And so one of the new things is that the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NPCL, has increased the pump price of petrol to 925 naira per litre at its retail stations in Lagos and 950 naira per litre in Abuja.
I have a question to ask at this particular point in time. Is the NNPCL selling crude itself in dollars or so? A lot of us have been saying that nothing is happening in Port Harcourt, nothing is happening in Warri, and this is testament to that fact. Nothing, absolutely nothing is happening in those two places. We understand why Dangote is increasing the price of his own fuel, but NNPC is not suffering the same fate. It tells you clearly that nothing whatsoever. I mean,
so you're saying that if NNPC was, refining its own crude oil and producing petrol,
what is happening it won't come to them. Rather,
it's just like having your own farm of rice and then selling the
somebody
rice.
is now saying he wants to increase prices in the other market. What's the business with that? You are selling because you are home. You are selling because you are getting from your home farm.
Couldn't it just be them trying to do business?
It's never. See, this is the time to do business. If actually they have anything to sell, reduce your own price so that you can get more customers. That is it. But instead, you are competing with the people who should be coming behind you. No, they don't have shame. And it's one of the reasons why Kyari just can't speak out. Because if he does, his case is going to be worse than that of Emefiele.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Sani. Let's move on to more stories this morning quickly. Although there's a story on the front page of the Punch that says why Tinubu sacked Kyari and NPC board officials, but I'm not sure it's really worth, rehashing. So let's move on to
He
more.
shot himself in the foot the day he said they dare not touch him. That was the day he technically sacked himself.
Okay, let's move on quickly and take a look at other stories this morning. Let's talk about the Edo poll. Um, we heard on Tuesday that the tribunal was going to eventually, sit yesterday. Additionally, there was a leaked judgment sheet where everybody said, "Oh no, it's not from us. It's not this and that." And right now, number one, the AA's
Was thrown out.
yes, was thrown
A
out
third party
because
thrown out of PDP, thrown out eventually.
yeah, because for the AA, it was said that
They should conduct
the man didn't even
by-election.
contest at all, so he did not have a
Local standard.
yes to bring him to court. What do you make of this?
Tuesday, we learned that, they were, was it Monday or Tuesday? I think it was on Monday that we learned that the tribunal was going to pass its verdict
On Monday.
yesterday.
I think
And-
it was on Tuesday. We actually took the news
No,
here.
it was on Monday, and Tuesday we got a leaked version.
Mm,
Then Wednesday, the judgment.
yes.
I said to someone,
Okay, let's take this call, even though we've not put out our numbers. Hello, good morning. Hello. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, madam. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
This is Miriam. I'm calling from Odeja.
Miriam, it's been a while. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Let's have your contribution in line with the things we talked about.
Okay, as regards the sacking of the petroleum board members, to me, it's not just the only solution to the sector's problem, which is why I will urge the Minister of Petroleum to explore all means to restore normalcy to the sector, even if it means stepping down and appointing a more competent replacement, because we can't afford to continue down this path. I pray the Lord will lead our leaders right in making the right decision, because we are tired of this one they are doing already. That's my closing.
Thank you so much, Miriam. And who is the Minister of Petroleum?
Bolanle.
The President.
Yes, I should say something before we go to that of.
And before we even get to it, let's put out the studio lines.
Okay,
It's
once and
already
for all.
2 minutes past 7. Okay, so you can join the conversation. We invite you to join the conversation this morning. All you have to do is to call the studio lines 0916 893 1000, 0916 893 2000, and 0915 333 4893. I'll take the numbers again 0916 893 1000, 0916 893 2000, and 0915 333 4893. These are the numbers for you to call this morning to be a part of the show. You can also drop your comment on our Facebook fan page, Wells Radio 893 FM fan page. Please go ahead, sir.
The president was even deceiving himself when he asked the new board to increase local refining capacity from 200,000 barrels per
to
day to
3 million.
No, that's total output. Refining capacity, I'm talking about what the
Oh,
NNPC
okay.
is producing, what they are refining in their own refineries. The president is saying that NNPC is currently refining 200,000 barrels. That's far from the truth. Let's now go back to Edo State. When I got the leaked version on Tuesday, I said something to my friend. I said, it's all game. Then it was a case of 2-1. 3 members. 2 said, let's uphold the election of Okpebolo. 1 said, I would rather suggest that Ighodalo should be sworn in as. I said, guy, they see you. When these people are going to read the verdict eventually, the one person who said he was for Ighodalo would switch
To the
to
other part.
Okpebolo. And that's what happened. All 3 of them said, Okpebolo won and nobody should disturb him. They said something that's instructive, and I'm saying it here loud and clear. They said, Ighodalo couldn't prove that there were electoral infractions and malfeasance and stuff like that. But guess what? Till this very present day, Ighodalo has more votes than Okpebolo on INEX IREV. Till this very present day. And what is IREV? IREV is that portal where people who are returning officers would upload the results from their polling units. Until this very present day, they have not touched it. Just like the presidential election of Rivers State. On IREV till this very present day, Peter Obi has more votes than Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Is that possible because some of the results were not uploaded?
It's not possible. The point is this: if it's not uploaded, it's not valid. For any result sheet, for any polling unit, you must.
But don't forget, Mr. Sani, that this is the same argument that people had for the presidential election. And INEC said, well, IREV is just for us to upload. It's not a measure. I can't forget. It says it's not a measure to show who won or who did not win.
That is total, complete, and absolute nonsense. That is what is going to tell us exactly what is coming from each and every polling unit. Everybody uploaded the result of their polling unit. We can see it there, but in your own calculation and tabulation, you are saying that what we can see, what came from each and every polling unit is not valid, that it is not enough to prove who won. I mean, it's a very good way of looking us in the face and telling us that we are stupid. If it's not worth it, if it's not something that is valuable, why budget billions of naira for it? We have beavers that costs a lot of money. We have IRF that costs a fortune. And at the end of the day, you are telling us that it means next to nothing. Seriously? No, it means everything, because that is what shows what is coming from each and every polling unit. So telling us that it is not valid is a very big way to say that you are not competent, that you are a crook. That is it. That is just it. As far as I'm concerned, we all know who won the Edo election. And we all know who won the presidential election in Rivers State.
All right. If you want to, because again, I always advise people on this show to, make your investigations for yourself. Find out. It's information. Part of the things that is, limiting us as Nigerians is because we're not informed. Okay. So if you want to find out about the results of the Edo poll, all you have to do is to go to the IRF portal. You simply go to INEC, www.inecelectionsresults.ng. That's the IRF portal, inecelectionresults.ng. Once you open that part, you would already see it on top. Ondo and Edo are the highest, searched. So just click on the governorship election 2024 0921 Edo, and once it opens, you will see the different local governments. Okay, and you'd see that some of these local governments did not have their complete results uploaded, and only few of them had their complete results uploaded. That's we have about 5 had their complete results
many
uploaded.
Months after the election.
So when you have information like this, you're able to decide what to do with it. All right, thank you so much, Mr. Sani, for that. Yesterday, I saw a story, and I was even shocked to actually see it where I saw it. It was on a journalist page, for journalists, and I was disappointed because it was purportedly a press release from the CBN saying that they had released 5,000 naira notes and 10,000 naira notes, going ahead to even give us a website to go to, to go and check the veracity of the information. And of course, I immediately knew that it was fake when I saw the pictures of the 5,000 naira notes. Also, when I couldn't find any press release from the CBN governor, and the CBN has come out now to dismiss this report.
The 5,000 naira note is an edited version of the 100, because I will always 100. Now it's still going to go 5,000. It doesn't work that way anywhere. For 10,000, Nnamdi Azikiwe, who is currently on the 500 naira note, I mean, anybody with half a brain would know that that's not what we should be talking about right now, because if you say you want to print 5,000 and 10,000, it's like tying Nigeria's economy to a tree and leaving it there to starve to death.
It's going to be worse, because now you can barely buy anything with 100 naira.
On 1,000.
Even 1,000 naira.
At that particular point in time, 1,000 naira is going to turn to what 15 naira is today.
Or 10 naira.
Or 10 naira. And I mean, that's suicide for the economy.
Again, information. We need to be informed to counter misinformation. There is no deputy governor of the central bank with that name. The central bank has 4 deputy governors. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, ma. You have to speak up. What's your name and where you're calling from? All right. Please call us back and don't forget to speak up. 0916-893-1000, 0916-893-2000, and 0915-333-4893. These are the numbers to call to be a part of the conversation this morning. So there's no deputy governor by that name that goes by the CBN has 4 deputy governors and none of them go by that name. So please, as much as possible, don't just see stories like this and forward them. Especially, and I'm putting this out to our parents. Don't see things like this and just forward. Try to an extent to confirm.
Establish the fact.
One of the easiest ways to confirm is to go to the social media page of whichever agency it is. Go to their X, Facebook, wherever, and if you don't see anything like that, take it that it's not exactly real. Misinformation is a big deal. Fake news is a big deal. You don't want to start acting on fake news. All right, we're still taking a look at headlines and stories making the rounds across the different dailies in Nigeria this morning. Now, we also saw this story about the Deputy President of the Senate, Barau Jibrin, who visited Bunkure Local Council of Kano State to sympathize with families of the 16 hunters murdered in Uromi, Edo State. It was said that he met with the families and he reassured them that justice would be served. Additionally, yesterday we heard that the police, or was it the DSS, had arrested 2 more people.
Principal suspects.
Yes, and that they have been taken to Abuja. So basically, he has dropped 16 million naira. That's probably 1 million per family. We hope they actually get the actual 1 million. It's a lot. It would at least relieve them to some point in this economy. And he has also hinted of an intention to sponsor a motion on the matter when the Senate resumes later this month.
Well, I sympathize with the families of the hunters because aside what they are telling us, I've actually carried out my own investigation to find out if these people were bad boys or not. And nothing to this point points to the fact that they are bad boys. I saw the guns, not even pump action here, Dane guns, Shakabula. We have seen pictures and videos of the bad boys in the forest. It's always AK-47, AR-15 and the likes. It's always assault rifles. But these people were just carrying Dane guns. And, I've been asking myself, for people who may not understand me this morning, that why is my son talking like this? If these people were actually carrying assault rifles, would they have been rounded up like that?
Can you break that down?
If they were carrying assault rifles, AK-47 and the likes, would they have been rounded up so easily?
They would have been able to protect themselves.
They would have fought back. That tells everybody that we got the wrong people. But, can you blame the people of Uromi? No, you can't. Because for months now, if not years, it has been weekly occurrences of evil in that part of the country. Kidnappings, murders, mass rapings, and stuff like that. So when they found people who looked like the people they have been waiting for to catch all these years, they didn't have the time to process what was happening before they took decisions.
Let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, sir. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Ruth calling from Alata.
Ruth?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, you're welcome, Ruth.
Thank you.
Okay. Please, let's have your contribution.
Okay. The killing in Imore is just a pointer to the fact that people don't trust our security agencies again. And this will continue to contribute to the rate of insecurity in the land. But it's high time our government take a bold step in tackling these issues of insecurity so that people won't be taking laws into their hands. And those perpetrators too, they should please investigate them and prosecute them in a bid to serve as a lesson to others. That's my contribution. Good morning.
Thank you so much, Ruth, for your contribution on the show this morning. You can still make your contributions 0916-893-1000, 0916-893-2000, and 0915-333-4893. You were saying, Mr. Sani.
The major reason why the people of Uromi did what they did was because they have lost faith in the system. Countless are instances where bad people were actually overpowered and captured. They were taken to the authorities, and for reasons best known to the authorities, these same people walked out freely. So they didn't want to take any chance, and they said we have to decide this particular case in our own way. The first way the federal government can instill confidence in the minds of the people is to maybe if only for the past 2, 3, 4, 5 years, every case of extrajudicial killing should be investigated and prosecuted. Let's talk about Deborah in Sokoto. She said something that a lot of people didn't like, even people from across the faiths. But I mean, I don't think.
What exactly did she say? She said, was it not the lady who said they should stop posting religious things on a school WhatsApp platform?
And she made a particular reference to the prophet. I mean, even people who share the same religion as Deborah said, I think you went too far. But the point is this: I don't believe that whatever comes out of your mind out of your mouth is enough to kill you. She shouldn't have been killed. She shouldn't have been done. She shouldn't have been
maybe punished.
Punished or maybe suspended,
reprimanded.
For a semester. That's it. But I mean, I saw the video, I saw the pictures. Two guys, they were holding matches and they said, "Oh, I set our light." People like that have no reasons walking freely. If the federal government can pick those two boys, if the federal government can pick those people who did what happened in Uromi, people may begin to say, okay, maybe the federal government is waking up. But I'm not so particularly comfortable with we must get them that is happening in Uromi without making a reference to the other people as well.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Please turn down the volume on your radio set.
Okay. I just want to...
I assume that this is Mr. George from Olugunru.
Yes, this is Mr. Thank you very much.
You're welcome,
Mr. George. I just want to say here that the way our government or security authorities handle issues always give room to some of these actions that we are having now. So many people have been killed, even in their farms. You remember even the former governor of Benue, how he was being pursued inside his own farm and the rest of it. What happened? Nothing happened from the authorities. This is the reason why people are taking law to their hands. This what has happened now. Everybody is rushing in to say, let's take over Uromi. Let's do this to Uromi. Uromi is a big town. And there are so many people who are there who are good people. They say that these people who killed this group of hunters were appointed by the former governor. For you to find out who they are, you know that there's a security outfit, which they call them vigilantes. And they know them, they know their leader. They should go to the leader, tell us the names of your members, and pick those people. The place is locked down now. Before you know it, what happened in Oklahoma will start happening in Uromi. People should handle security matter properly so that people will buy into it and say, when I catch a thief, I will take the thief to the police station and I will get results from it. Everybody in Uromi now are afraid. It is how we are going to be fighting this insecurity. There are still people being killed in camps all around the country. And the government is not doing anything about it. Why do you handle some people's issue as special and other people's own is not important? We are talking of human life. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. George, for your contribution.
That's what I was saying. I'm not particularly comfortable with the way they are talking about Uromi, as if it's Uromi alone that is happening. I mean, it's happening all over the country. It's happening in the north. It's happening in the south. Take it as a whole and fix the situation, not that you fix it somewhere, leave it to run wild in another place. If I were a Fulani man, I would be concerned. It's something I was saying when the Muhammadu Buhari administration was in office. It's a case of Nigerians versus Fulani now. Because everywhere they go, we know what actually happens there. I'm not doing ethnic profiling here, but we have to be smart enough, we have to be bold enough to say exactly things, the way they are. A farmer lost his life in Plateau State day before yesterday. If I were to tell you what happened, you would say, oh, Mr. Sonny, are you serious? He was on his farm. I don't know if it was a ruse or a hoax. Some boys started shouting, Fulani, 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 Fulani. Guess what happened? This man started running.
Hmm.
And on the way to his home, he fell down and he died. He slumped. Eventually, there was no Fulani attack. That tells you the level
The
of
fear.
terror that has been attached to the name Fulani. You can't have something like that and expect people to treat Fulani people fairly. Anywhere they lay their hands on them, they are going to avenge. Because whether Fulani people are there or not, their name alone is killing innocent people. It's not everybody that can fold their hands and say, okay, well, let's leave everything to God. Some people are going to be looking for every opportunity to get a pound of flesh from every Fulani people, every Fulani person they can see. And that's exactly what happened in Oromi. If those people in Oromi were Yoruba people or they were Igbo people, nothing would have happened to them. Even if they were Ibira people, TV people.
How can you say that with so much certainty?
We know where things are happening. Go to any forest in this country. This is not my word. It is the word of the Sultan of Sokoto, the number one Fulani man in this country. He said, Fulani people, I'm not proud of you. He said, if they are doing kidnapping in Akwa Ibom, you are involved. If they are doing kidnapping in Lagos, you are involved. If they are doing kidnapping in Ekiti State, you are involved. It's not my word. It's that of the Sultan of Sokoto. And if something like that is happening, every other person is not going to say, oh, let's leave them. No. If they have any opportunity to strike back, they will not miss it. So I would advise the good people who are Fulani today to rein in on the bad guys so that they can stop this madness. For every one of them to have peace. Because if you are a Fulani man and you're living even in Ikoyi right now, people are going to look at you with disdain. And if they have any opportunity to get at you, they won't miss it. That is it. They need to be very careful. They need to know exactly what they are doing. I am saying, and I'll continue to say, go everywhere in the country. If you find a list of kidnappers or bandits, it's always them. So why then would anybody say they want to attack a Yoruba person for something another person did? If it was Igbo boys, they would have said, leave them. They are hunters. And truth be told, I have not seen anything. If maybe tomorrow I see something that will make me change my mind, I will. But as of today, I still believe that those guys were innocent because I saw the guns. Dang guns, not even pump action. Nobody goes on a killing spree with dang guns because if you fire one, you have to reload. You have to clean the barrel of the gun, reload. That takes minutes. If it's pump action, maybe 30 seconds. But dang gun, 30 minutes, you're still on it. Nobody's going to go on a killing rampage with that. It's always AK-47 where within 1 minute we release 40 bullets. That's what they carry to do those missions. We have seen bodies of people killed in Plateau, Benue. It's always the bullet signs of AK-47, not the guns and pump action. But because the name is soiled currently, you know they go anywhere.
All right. Thank you so much, sir, for that enlightenment. You're still listening to Perspectives Unlimited. We have a couple of minutes left before the show ends. And a few more stories, I guess. On the Daily Trust front page, the headline says, Turji hunted by military kills 11 farmers in Sokoto. That's on the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper. And I want us to talk about it quite a little. This name, Bello Turji, has been
the news for years.
In the news for years.
Doing all sorts of nefarious things.
And he has not been apprehended.
The Nigerian military, in all seriousness, they are not doing well. This guy is an established bad boy. He has been on TikTok videos saying that, there is not going to be... He declared war on Nigeria late last year. He said 2025 is going to be the hottest year for Nigerians. And he has been living to that. He has been killing, maiming, doing all sorts since February. And to this very present day, he is still doing it. And they have been unable to catch him. The point is this. Go on TikTok, X, Facebook, or whatever today. Upload an anti-government video. And I can tell you that you're not going to sleep in your house that particular day. You are going to sleep at the state command of the police. What is the police? DSS, SSS headquarters for that state. That is where you are going to be spending the night. But this particular guy has been releasing videos for years, and they have not caught him. The one that got me annoyed the most was what happened last year. 2 MRAPs. I mean, like, these things are tanks, but they don't fire. It's just to protect soldiers who are in it. One of them, as of them, was going for $800,000. They got stuck in the mud, and Turji himself came to that particular location and he set those 2 trucks alight. And they have not done anything about that. This is a guy who has been serially killing Nigerian soldiers, and for reasons best known to them, he's still out of reach. Many instances, farmers would say, oh, 2G is here right now. He's doing what he knows how to do. The Nigerian military won't show up until maybe after a week. Is this so daft? Is it going to wait them? Is it going to wait for them forever? Of course not. You have numerous fighter jets. The past administration bought tons of them. You can get to wherever you want to get to within minutes in this country. And I mean it, those things move like they are spurts. From Lagos, you can get to Abuja in just the twinkle of an eye. Mm-hmm. And there are Air Force bases virtually all over the world, all over the country. So if they want to get him, it doesn't take them anything before they lay their hands on him. But for reasons I cannot understand, he's still working as a free man. Somebody said something. He said, Lekon, you worry yourself too much. And I said, what do you mean? He said, if they take Turji out today, how exactly are they going to ask for more money in next year's budget? And I was like, oh, okay. God help us then.
God help Nigeria. Okay, now there's also this story on the Punch newspaper that says federal government to introduce AI, Islamic economics, 10 others in varsity curriculum. Let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, this is George calling back.
All right, you're welcome, Mr. George. Please turn down the volume on your radio set.
Thank you. You see the last statement made by Mr. Sonny. That is exactly the problem we are having. If they stop this action by these kidnappers and people marauding themselves, killing people in the farm, which business are they going to be having again, where they will be making their money? That is exactly what is happening. We fought civil war here for 3 years. We know where the war was fought. And they fought it for 3 years. These people are taking over the whole country now. There's no part of Nigeria where they are not killing people in the farm. And yet, we are saying that we are going to win this war. I don't see us winning this war until we are able to make sure that we capture every route by which they are coming into our farms and so on. We might not be able to win this war. It's a business for those who are doing it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. George, for your contributions. As we gradually wrap up the show, just want to take this. It says that the federal government, through the National Universities Commission, NUC, has commenced plans to introduce 12 new programs into the curriculum of the universities in Nigeria. This is according to the Punch newspaper. So some of the courses or the programs to be introduced are artificial intelligence, classical Christian education, community health science, cooperative economics and management studies, Doctor of Medicine Laboratory Science, Geomatics Engineering Intelligence and Security Studies, Parasitology and Entomology, Sports Management, Telecommunication Science, Water Sanitation and Hygiene, and Islamic Economics and Finance. These are some of the courses that may be introduced to the Nigerian university system.
Last year, they introduced some subjects into the secondary aspect of it.
Yes.
I can tell you that not one of them is established as we speak right now. Yes. When they asked them, they said, oh, very soon we are.
Very soon.
I mean, of all the things you wrote, AI is very, very important. It's the future of today's world. It shouldn't be at the level of university education that you've introduced to it. It should start from the secondary school, subsection of our educational phase. That is it, not university, because at that point it's already too late.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Sani, for joining me on the show. Thank you to everyone who called. Like Chukwemeka will always say, God save Nigeria. But while God is saving Nigeria, you also as an individual save Nigeria by doing the right thing at the right time. My name is Bolanle Oduekun-Ayoola. Don't go away. The sports crew is up next, bringing you the latest, the freshest, and the best stories in the world of sports. Please listen to this important information. The views expressed by the interviewee in this program are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views or opinions of Wells Radio 89.3 FM or its affiliated entities. Wells Radio 89.3 FM is committed to providing a platform for diverse perspectives and opinions, and the views expressed by guests on our programs are their personal viewpoints. Wells Radio 89.3 FM does not endorse or take responsibility for the content or opinions expressed by individual interviewees and callers. Thank you.
Come and see West Radio, your preferred awesome radio, 89.3 FM na baba. Come and see West Radio, come and see baby, 89.3 FM na you be your girl. Come and see West Radio, your preferred awesome radio, 89.3 FM na baba. Come and see West Radio, come and see baby, 89.3 FM now you be your girl. The news that is suitable, entertainment that makes you happy, sport, education and family affairs. Come and see West Radio, come and see baby, 89.3 FM now you be your girl. Come and see West Radio, your preferred awesome radio, 89.3 FM now baba. Come and see West Radio, come and see baby, 89.3 FM now you be your girl. West Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred awesome radio.
كان ساعي الكثير لإسبانيول. ضاعت الكرة من جانبي إسبانيول، تمريرة خابئة صدمت في الدفاع. رونالدو كريستيانو على اليمين، رونالدو مر، رونالدو عدى بمهارة.